You're going to learn the 5 essential chords that every beginner should know so that you can begin enjoying your favorite songs now, even if you have very little piano experience or music theory experience. And at the end of the video, I'm going to show you a really cool free tool you can use to practice using these chords to jam along to your favorite chords today. If you're new here, my name's Jonathan, and on this channel, we provide practical tutorials to help you improve at the piano faster. So let's go ahead and dive in. We're going to start with major chords. When you see this on a lead sheet or a chord chart, it'll just be a capital A. So for example, a capital A would mean A major, a capital C would mean C major, and so on. And for each of these chords, I'm going to show you 2 different ways to figure them out. One is sort of the more traditional theory way, and the other way is more if you just need to figure out the chord really quick, sort of a cheat sheet way so that you can get playing the chords to your favorite tunes right away. So for a chord like C major, if you know your C major scale, or the major scale of the chord you're trying to figure out, all the chord is 1, 3, and 5 of that scale. So that would be my C major chord. Or if you had something like D, again, D major scale, 1, 3, and 5. But now, of course, does that mean we have to wait until you learn all 12 major scales really fluently to be able to play any major chord? Of course not. So I'm going to show you the cheat sheet way. If you have something like A flat, for example, that is usually a scale that students get to a bit later in their studies, but hey, maybe it's in a song that you want to learn right now. So a cheat sheet way you can figure out a major chord, we'll use C major as the example. Like let's say you're in a universe where you don't know C major scale, you can figure out a C major chord by just starting from the root and then go up 4 half steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up 1, 2, 3. There's your C major chord. And you can follow that half step formula to figure out a major chord on any key. So in the case of A flat, just start on A flat, and then again it's just a simple matter of 1, 2, 3, 4, and then another 1, 2, 3. There's your A flat major chord. Or to show another example, say you need to figure out D flat major. Start on D flat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, D flat major chord. The next chord we're going to go into is minor chords, similar tricks here, and when you see that in a chord chart, it will be the letter with a lowercase m next to it. Once in a while, it might be the letter with a minus sign next to it, but I think more often you'll see a lowercase m. And similar trick here, if you know the minor scale of that chord, in this case A minor, 1, 3, 5, there's your A minor triad. But what if you don't know that minor scale? Let's say you have a B minor chord and you don't know the B minor scale yet. Well, you can do a similar trick as with major, but we're going to flip that. You'll start with the root, and then this time you're going to go up 3. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's my B minor chord. So it's just the opposite of that sort of formula we figured out for the major chord. And then another cool trick you can use to play around with major and minor chords is if you take a minor chord and then you just lift that middle note by a half step, you get a major chord, and vice versa. So that's another little trick you can use in your chord figuring out journey. Chord number 3 is going to be the dominant 7th chord, and I'm going to include a link in the description to a separate video we made on dominant 7th chords. They're just that special, and that's going to be a big letter, just like a major chord, but with a 7. It might be a little 7 like this, or it could be a big 7 like that. And so a dominant 7th chord is usually the 5 chord of a key. So if we look at C major, we think, okay, C is the 5th note of what scale? That would be F, which has B flat in it, and then we stack a 4-note chord on that, making sure we observe that B flat staying in the key. But again, what if we don't know the F major scale? The cheat sheet way to work that out is first to figure out the major chord using any of the tricks that we talked about already, figuring out a major chord, and then you're just going to count up an extra 1, 2, 3 for that top note, for that complete 4-note chord. Just to show another example, going completely from scratch on that, let's say you needed to figure out an A dominant 7 chord, and let's say you've never done the A major scale before, you can start by figuring out the major chord. So remember, you start with the root, up 4 half steps, up 3, and then to add that 7, you're going to add another 1, 2, 3, and then there's my 4-note chord. And then if this is a totally new chord for you, the reason why we call it a dominant 7th chord is that the interval between the bottom note and the top note is what we call a 7th. The next 2 chords are a little less common, but they're kind of color chords that you're going to see in some tunes. So we want to make sure we cover those here. One is the diminished chord, and we'll see that as a couple different symbols. You might see a capital letter with D-I-M, or sometimes you'll see that with just the letter and a little circle next to that. Now there are a couple ways you can figure this out. One is if you go from the minor chord using any of the techniques we explored already, and you lower that top note just by a half step, that gives you a C diminished chord. Or another way you can figure it out is if you're going from the major chord, you would lower the third and the fifth down a half step. That brings you to the C diminished chord, kind of a spooky kind of color chord there. And then we have the augmented chord, which is a really cool chord. That would be symbolized with the letter and usually a plus sign next to it. So to work that one out, again, you start from the major chord. I think that's the easiest place to work this out from. And then you're just gonna raise that top note by a half step. And there's your C augmented. Let's do another example of that just to make sure it's clear. Let's say we have a D augmented chord. So you do D major chord, again, using any of the techniques we explored so far, and then just raise that top note by a half step, and then there's your D augmented chord. So this is a really cool chord that's usually used as sort of a transition from one chord to another, something like augmented to this chord, back to the augmented, and back, kind of like that. Now, I'm so excited to show you this free tool you can use to implement this right away and get playing your favorite songs right now. It's called chordify.net. It's totally free. There are some limits with the free account where you're limited to just like 1 or 2 songs a day, but for most people that's enough to get implementing this right away. So basically you just pick your favorite tune that you want to learn the chords for to get jamming on the piano. And let's say I wanted to do Creep by Radiohead. And this is going to pull up the YouTube results for that. And so this is an open source platform, meaning kind of like Wikipedia, anybody can come in and add the chords to that song. But what's cool is when you hit this play button, I'm not going to hit that now or the copyright police are going to ding me here on YouTube, but when you click the play button, there's going to be this playhead that follows along and you can see the exact chords for this song. And this is a great opportunity to implement what you've learned here right now after you finish watching this video. So we have capital G, followed by a capital B. So the capital G, of course, that's G major, followed by capital B, that's B major, followed by capital C, that's C major, and then C minor. You remember the trick to change from major to minor? You can just lower that third by a half step, and so on. So what's cool, especially if you have a good Bluetooth speaker, is you can crank this up and get jamming along with your favorite tunes along with the actual track. And then one extra thing I like to have students do to fill out the sound a little bit is take those chords and then take the root of that chord and play it in a low octave in the bass. It's just a simple step, but it really fills out the sound quite a bit. So B major, C major, C minor. Just one little extra bass note adds so much. If you enjoyed this or have any questions, be sure to let me know in the comments. And if this has your interest piqued in learning more about harmony, be sure to check out this video. This is just our 4-minute guide to harmony that's going to totally open your world to how all these chords are put together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you there.